I never called Mike Pence a wimp. I never called him a wimp. Mike Pence had a chance to be great. He had a chance to be, frankly, historic. But just like Bill Barr and the rest of these weak people, Mike, and I say it sadly because I like him, but Mike did not have the courage to act.
The central thesis of the January 6th committee is that these investigations are needed not only to review what happened on January 6th, but that it's urgent because the threat to our elections and election officials persist. And that was surely proven by Donald Trump's speech that he gave on Friday to the Faith and Freedom Coalition.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and here's the truth. Anybody who supports Donald Trump right now is a traitor to this nation, period. No exceptions, full stop. Everything the January 6th committee is bringing forward proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is the worst political actor in our country's history and should be criminally convicted of treason at the bare minimum. Donald Trump is shouting from the rooftops that the January 6th failed coup is just a practice session to what he has in mind. This career con artist has pledged a path of pure criminality and seizing power by any means necessary. A civilized country has not faced a threat from within like this in modern history.
After the January 6th committee clearly demonstrated that the mob that Trump sent to Capitol Hill that got within 40 feet of Mike Pence that day, that put Mike Pence's life in danger, was motivated by that rhetoric. And so while we pay attention to what is happening in that room and the facts that are being presented, I think we also need to pay close attention to how Trump is reacting to it, because that surely shows how the threat persists.
If this case was tried in court, the judgment and conviction would come faster than a heartbeat. Trump is burying himself in a hole of self-conviction, reaffirming every claim of guilt the committee is charging him with. There has never been a more obvious case of criminal guilt than the case against Donald Trump. The evidence is irrefutable, and you don't have to look any farther than the words and actions of this jackaloon himself to find guilt written over his every action.
Most people should not be treated the way they're being treated. And if I become president someday, if I decide to do it, I will be looking at them very, very seriously for pardons. Very, very seriously. They've been treated very unfairly. Should I decide to do that?
And listen to the audience applauding.
Yeah, and I think that is just as disturbing, right? I mean, this is a audience of evangelical Christians. Ideally, that would be an audience for Mike Pence to be speaking before as a possible 2024 contender, but he couldn't even appear. He somehow had a scheduling conflict. And isn't it funny? Anytime that the subject of January 6th comes up, Mike Pence has a scheduling conflict. Is it because he's still in danger?
Justice must simply be handed down at the end of all of this. Trump must be convicted. If he's not, our politics are truly out of hand and our public is dangerously out of touch with reality. It would be a disgrace, to say the least, that someone could get off scot-free to blatant, persistent treason, all because they're dirty enough politician to do anything to seize power, and his political party owns enough souls to pervert mindless pawns to the mercy of their will. Corruption is not reality I want to see come to pass. I didn't spend 24 years in the military to see this country flushed down the toilet by the most moronic scam in history. And yet here we stand today with Donald Trump, and where he is holding his anti-American rallies and mindless, soulless citizens are showing up to pledge their loyalty to fascism. This period of American politics must come to an end, where any lie and any perversion of our values is not only accepted, but celebrated within the corrupt Republican Party. Just look at Senator Ron Johnson, who plotted to put forth fake electors to steal the election. We have a sitting United States Senator who is guilty of treason, sedition. That is the reality of the situation, and there is no spin to cover that shame. It's a fact. And this sad age of dirty political actors will only come to an end in one of two ways. If leaders step up and justice is handed down, or the American public wakes up in droves and humiliates the party of treason at the polls. There is no explanation other than treason for voting for the Republicans this fall. It's as simple as that. To not only have traitors in office, but to knowingly vote them in. To vote for corruption, to vote for fascism, to vote to have your vote taken away. It's insanity and it's treason. America is in crisis mode, and it's all hands on deck. That is why I do this every day. All of us who know better need to be doing everything we can to preserve the values of this nation, to save our democracy. I want each and every one of you to watch the January 6 hearings, but I want you to do more than just that. I want you to act on them. Realize the danger of the situation and the gravity of the times we are living through. We can take back politics for decent people, for common sense, and for the principle of democracy. We do this by winning in November. Sappers clear the way. Airborne all the way.